What's up, YouTube? It's Neberos. We're back with another RevSaysDesu reaction. Looks like a follow-up from last night's video or yesterday's video. Uh, Link to the original video will be down below. Let's check what's going on.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rev here. So today we're doing a follow-up to yesterday's video where we talked about the VTuber named Tomoe Umari, a military
She's pretty cool. I like
horse girl VTuber. I know that's a mouthful, but this VTuber was being canceled for being apolitical. That's right, people were mad at this individual for wanting to keep politics out of their streams.
Like, of all the things to be mad about, you want to get mad at somebody for wanting to keep politics out of their streams. It's so weird.
Now, this individual in particular is not only a patriot, someone who loves her country, but is also an active U.S. military member. And of course, combine all those things, it makes people very mad. But recently they would confirm their opinion on things, saying that they are apolitical and that they don't want to address politics in their streams. They want their streams to be a form of escapism, something to get away from politics that are being shoved in people's faces pretty much at every corner of their life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to just zoom out quickly, and I want to show you guys, hi Choco, I want to show you guys here, so just this tweet, like Minecraft with their whole march with civil leaders and what civil rights leaders and change the world start in Minecraft. Banana Juju says, as a Swede, I distance myself from this stop political propaganda in video games. And I replied with, the only world I want to change when playing video games is the world of the video game I'm playing. Think Skyrim, right? Alduin's coming to devour the world. And so you got to stop him. I want to change. I want to like help the world and save the world. Yes, the real world is in a dire state, but there's little I can do about it. I just try not to add to the misery and suffering in it. And I think that'll go a long way to actually changing the world. If everybody just focuses on not making it worse, well, you don't know how much better it could actually make things. And then this dude's like, sorry, bro. Don't call me bro. I'm not your fucking bro. Okay, I hate that word. Don't call me bro. Sorry, bro, but you won't be able to shelter yourself from the world forever. Besides, games have explored real-world historical events plenty of times. Why should the civil rights movement be any different? That's fine. Do the civil rights movement in 100 years from now, right? Like, or less than that, because, like, if I want to learn about the fall of Nazi Germany, I'll play Call of Duty. If well, not learn about it, doesn't teach you all that much, and I think the events are loosely based on World War II. But anyway, you get where I'm going with that, right? If I'm interested in, if I'm playing Total War Shogun 2, it might inspire me to go look into the Sengoku Jidai of 1540 of like 15 the 1540s in Japan. If I'm interested in the expansion of the Roman Empire, I'll play Rome Total War, you know? I don't give a shit if I want to be preached to about how shit it is that I'm male and white. I can literally go anywhere online. I can go to Reddit, I can go to 4chan, I can go to Blue Sky, I can go to CNN, I can go to CNBC, I can watch The View, you know? I'm actually so spoiled for choice on being lectured to on social dynamics that I can literally just go anywhere. So all I want is keep your political bullshit out of my escapism. I don't want to, after a long day at work, sit down to play a game and be told that I am basically the Antichrist because I was born with a lower level of melanin and my reproductive organs happen to be on the outside of my body. You know, I don't want that. I can literally find that anywhere. What I want to do is I want to go onto a game and maybe, since it's Minecraft, maybe build a actual, maybe I want to build the city of Camelot, right? And then, you know, build my citadel. You know, I just want to do that. Leave me alone to do my shit. I don't give a shit about your social messaging. I don't care about civil rights leaders and whatnot. It has nothing to do with me. It's in the past. It's so it's lessons that should be learned and whatnot. But I'm almost 40 years old. Like most people my age, we don't give a shit about any of this crap. So yeah, I can definitely get on board with being apolitical and not wanting any political shit in your streams and stuff.
In fact, they
Sorry about that big ass tangent.
also acknowledge that people are mad about this stance to the point of issuing death threats. Now enter the antagonist of yesterday's video, Moemi, a rat-themed VTuber, which seems very fitting given everything we talked about yesterday, but this person made a very, I think, not so subtle threat by basically saying this horse-themed VTuber needs to be put into the glue factory because they want to be apolitical. Yeah, but
and then he went on and defended it as a joke.
they had a lot more to say in a recent stream. I just want to give you a taste in case you missed yesterday's video. This is what we're dealing with here.
The fence sitting is cringe and actually is harmful. Yeah, but they don't see it as that because, again, fence sitting is what gets these people money.
No, it doesn't.
If you fence sit, you will get money.
No, we don't.
Why would anyone want to hear the harsh reality of the world when you could plug up your ears like a coward? Which Tomoe is. Tomoe is a coward. Just want to make that abundantly clear. So you become a coward. You don't want to challenge any ideas. You don't want to stand up for anything. And you get people like you see in that reply section.
Well, so the problem with his argument there is that he doesn't know what she does in real life. Like, he knows she's an active military service member and whatever. But you know what? Maybe your streams and your VTubing activities is not the place to be challenging ideas and positions and whatnot. So, I mean, he can do that if he wants to. That's perfectly fine. No one's going to have a problem with that. But she deserves the same courtesy, right?
You see how she replies to other people. She's a clown. She's a clown, and she's my personal jester at this point. She's getting dog-dicked by a Canadian that put her shit to light again, and everyone is rightfully criticizing her.
Right.
Someone said she doesn't deserve hate. She's not getting enough.
How did these kinds of people go from, like, 10 years ago they were like, don't hate people, you don't know what they're going through, to, you know what, your opinion is different from mine, you're not getting enough hate. It's so weird.
I think that's a miserable person hiding behind her flag, and she's using it more as a shield than something to be actually patriotic about.
Yeah, so he's calling her a miserable person when he's going after her because she doesn't want politics in her streams. I wonder who the miserable person is.
So in addition to that struggle session, this VTuber would upload a video on Tomoe, basically reiterating their position that if you are apolitical, even if you're an active service member, you're a coward, you're all these bad things. And as you can see, this video is going really well. It has 92 likes and 941 dislikes, a 10% like to dislike ratio, an absolute disaster. Like, I hope the 4.4K views were worth it. It's not.
I mean, there's more views than I get on my videos, so let's crank those numbers up, people.
But since my video yesterday, they have turned the comments off. They don't even want feedback. And I'm sorry for the extended screenshot here. I stand by everything that's been recommended to me. Diesel patches, great. Leaflet, would put them in the box, banger. And I got a cameo in that, great video. Corn, awesome. And more stuff dunking on iDubbbz, great. And
so hang on. Moemi says that Tomoe is a coward, and yet then he locks replies and turns off comments on his own video. Do you think he wants to be the pot or the kettle here?
And Smash JT talking about the advanced situation involving me and my wife, which, by the way, I watched to completion. Where's the red bar? YouTube is being very sketchy. But since then, Tomoe has reacted by saying, bro, this horse is not listening. Good response. And then Moemi said when
Oh, look. Replies are locked again.
the brat makes people seethe with rage. And
Yeah, when a brat makes people seethe with rage, he's all smug and whatever, but he doesn't want to deal with it, so he turns off replies. It's like you cannot go out. It's the whole thing with what was his stupid name, Kyori or whatever, that former Niji Sanji talent who was like, men aren't getting enough hate, or we're not hating men enough. And then he was surprised when a whole bunch of men went around and took a gigantic shit all over him for saying that. And then he was like, I can't understand. It's just a bunch of incel pathetic men who are insecure that are mad at me. It's like, no. If you insult people, they're going to be mad at you. If you're going to say they deserve hate, they're going to be mad at you. You can't go around rage baiting people and then get surprised when they rage at you. That's like punching a wall and complaining when you break your hand. It's stupid.
then once again,
Oh, and also he's like, she's just dodges accountability and whatever. Well, what is this, Moemi? You're literally being smug and like, oh, when a brat makes people seize with rage, but I don't want to actually deal with it and be held accountable, so I'll lock the replies. Yeah, you're a hypocrite and you're stupid. I'm sorry.
locks the comments. No one can respond. This happens a lot where people think like they're getting some sort of an own. Dude, people are not seething. People are making fun of you because you tried to start a fight with a bigger VTuber and it blew up in your face. You didn't get the attention you wanted. You got attention, don't worry. But it's not the attention you wanted. No one's supporting you at all.
No.
You might have like
Well, no reasonable person is supporting him. That said, I like his model.
5 people seal clapping in support of your weird standoff against someone for being apolitical, but no, people are not impressed with what you're doing. In fact, if you were confident about what happened, you wouldn't be locking the replies, right?
Yeah, he's just trying to dodge accountability. That's why he's just trying to. He's poked the bear, and now he's hiding behind a fence or wall or something, so that the bear doesn't actually maul him to death. That's what he's doing.
But of course, things are a
This
little bit
picture.
different on Reddit. Reddit is always fascinating. It's a fascinating space as a VTuber because any sort of common sense, any sort of rationality, it flies out the window when you go to Reddit. Reddit is filled with some of the most ridiculous people. So, as posted here, decided to check the opinion of the subreddit VTuber drama on a hit piece video on Tomoe Umari, and the replies were insane. They called her a grifter and a nationalist, meat-riding, echoing conservative talking points. Also, they hate her inherently for being active duty. So here's a screenshot with several replies saying, Tomoe seems like a grifter and loser.
They really don't know what grifter means, do they?
Seen some of her clips about Canada. I suggest anyone trying to defend her to stop the mental gymnastics and realize crappy people come in all shapes and sizes.
So I looked at some of the clips that they're talking about, and if you know anything about how to read people through non-visual cues and whatever, you can tell it's all lighthearted. It's a bit. It's a skit. She's not serious about wiping Canada off the map or whatever. Maybe it's a stupid thing to joke about, but it's clearly a joke. Any reasonable person will look at that and think the same.
Being objective. She is a
being objective. If you have to turn around and say, "Oh, I'm being objective," odds are you're not being objective. But let's see.
Sitting nationalist meat rider.
So you got to go into pejoratives, which means you're already not objective. Okay.
That only echoes conservative slop talking points and never dares to give criticism to the government she loves.
Well, the government she loves pays her salary, and I can't be sure, but I'm pretty sure active service members are monitored rather heavily for social media posts, and there's a certain level of trust there, and so if an active service member is going bad-mouthing the government, or the military or anything to do with any arm of the government, they are most likely going to lose their position and be dishonorably discharged, which means that she loses her income. So you know what? I'm pretty sure she wants to keep getting the money that she's earning through being an active service member. She just wants to keep her job. Yeah, nothing unreasonable about that.
To her, not loving your country 100% to the time means you don't truly love where you're from.
Yeah, it
Now,
makes
what's
sense.
crazy is people like this on Reddit, they provide.
See, loving your country doesn't mean that you got to put up with all the bullshit they do. Loving your country also means that you can call out the bullshit they do, things that are wrong, uh, freely and without fear of punishment or reprisal. But she's also an active service member in that government, which means that she doesn't really have the leeway to do that. Or at least not if she wants to keep her job. So I get it.
Zero support. I know that's shocking, guys.
What was that?
Now, what's crazy is people like this on Reddit, they provide zero support. I know that's shocking, guys. I cannot believe that a Reddit thread is providing no source for what they're claiming. But yeah, this person is basically saying Tomoe is a conservative grifter because she wants to be apolitical and made jokes about Canada. Interesting. Here's some more comments saying active service in the military. Yeah.
Look, I'll grant the jokes about Canada might be in poor taste, but like I said, any reasonable person will hear them and be like, "Ah, she's joking." And even if you're not like that lighthearted, you might just hear that and just, you know what, screw her. I'm not gonna watch her shit, and you move on.
Keep sending her hate. Ooh, shiver me timbers. She might get some more down dutes on Reddit thanks to this person. They're right though. Tomoe sucks. Actual garbage individual. I'm a recruitment tool.
Nobody who judges the character of people for no good reason based on transitory and there was another word I'm thinking of. Um, you cannot judge the character of a VTuber by one skit you saw on her stream or a clip that, you know. So anybody turning around saying garbage individual on the back of one clip, that's most likely projection. And if it's not projection, you're telling more about yourself than I think you're telling more about yourself than the person you're talking about.
For a branch of the regime killing people. This is a totally neutral action. When did any of that happen, by the way? Did any of that actually happen? Crazy
No.
stuff, but let's go to Reddit. This is their reception of the video. A reminder that the video made by Moemi has a 10% like to dislike ratio. And they got clowned on so hard that they literally removed the ability to reply on the video. And yet, 20 hours ago on the VTuber drama subreddit, they said this: 4 minutes and 2 seconds of the pro ice horse getting absolutely cooked on by Moemi rats. Citation needed. Where was the point where they're getting cooked? I didn't see that.
Nor
did you see that?
No.
Nope. Did not see any of that. Also, the pro ice. When did she ever say she was pro ice?
Far as I know, she hasn't ever said she's pro ice. I don't think she's even mentioned ice before. So this is again just extending things to. It feels like reductio ad absurdum, where they're taking her position and extending it to ridiculous proportions.
You people are so spineless. and so jaded. You want to hate on someone for serving their country in the military. What else do you say? They just hate her because she serves in the military. And anything she says, even if she wants to be apolitical and not have a stance on things, you make a caricature out of her. And you assume what she must think.
The video is like, it's still
even
playing.
If she doesn't say it herself. Absolutely crazy stuff. But let's look at some more posts in the Vtuber drama subreddit. Rats.
His model kind of barked.
Streamer calls out performative patriot. Wow. Let's see some of the comments on this thread.
Right.
I'm glad these dumb, even if she doesn't say it herself.
Maybe
absolutely
it's my
crazy
playback.
stuff. But let's look at some more posts in the Vtuber drama subreddit. Rat streamer calls out performative patriot. Wow. Let's see some of the comments on this thread. I'm glad these dumb ass VTubers come out as a grifter so I can avoid them. F ICE, F Israel, Rev can suck my D.
Well, you know what? I respect this. Because as long as they actually avoid the VTubers. Yeah, I respect it. Like, as long as you can actually stick to it and avoid the VTuber that you hate so much, you go right ahead. More power to you.
Now, no thanks, first of all. Second of all, I love the fact that no matter what happens in the VTubing scene, I'm always the first thing on these people's mind, right? Like, this has nothing to do with me whatsoever. This was even before I made my video talking about the situation. So this person was already thinking about me, and they put me on the same level as ICE and Israel. Like, in their minds, in the tiers of importance, it's ICE, Israel, Rev. That's crazy work, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely crazy. But here's some of the comments saying, yup, the current political climate is showing everyone's true colors. Makes it nice and easy to avoid bigot grifters. Who is grifting?
Sorry, yep. Yep, the current political climate is showing everyone's true colors.
The current political climate is showing everyone's true colors. Makes it nice and easy to avoid bigot grifters.
Except that it's not showing anybody's true colors but yours. Because, like, you can support ICE but be against the deportation of legit people who are there legally, you know. But then I go a step further and say, on such a large scale thing, you're gonna find you're gonna end up with mistakes. Let's call it, for want of a better term, collateral damage. So, yeah, I feel like steps should be taken to minimize collateral damage. I feel like 8 weeks is not enough training for ICE agents, considering that previously they got 5 to 6 months of training at minimum. So yeah, 8 weeks is definitely not enough, and so, but I support ICE in what they're doing, because I feel like most of what I see is they're just getting the undesirable people out, like sex predators and murderers and gang members and drug dealers and stuff. I don't see that as a bad thing. Renee Good, Alex Pretty, I'm sorry those happened. Shouldn't have. Maybe if the ICE agents were better trained, they wouldn't have. Maybe if Renee Good and Alex Pretty weren't there, it also wouldn't have happened, you know. You can go many different ways, and so, but me saying that I support ICE is not my true colors, but telling me that you're going to crucify me because I support ICE, that tells me a lot more about you.
Who is grifting? And explain why.
I can't tell if his video is buggered or
now,
if
guys, I've been called a grifter every single day.
I can't tell if his video is buggered or if it's my playback, but, you know.
Okay. Every single day, anyone who has a different opinion is being called a grifter. Reminder, grifter means someone who says an opinion they don't actually believe simply for monetary gain.
Yep.
Can you please show me where I don't believe what I'm saying? Or Tomoe,
Or where Tomoe
for
said,
saying something they don't actually believe for financial gain. They cannot. Of course they can't. It's impossible because there's no proof. Because these people simply cannot accept that people have different opinions than their own.
Yeah, and this is the problem. It's like their main character syndrome is so deeply and so profoundly ingrained that their opinion is the right opinion, and they can't even fathom you having a different opinion. And just by dint of you having a different opinion, it must mean that you know that you're wrong, but you're saying it anyway because you can't possibly believe it, and you're getting paid for it. So I don't know if that made sense, but I hope you know where I'm going with that.
Here's this reply right here saying, someone being apolitical is kind of the opposite of what a grifter would do, though. If you're there for the grift, you'd constantly double down on everything instead of avoiding talking about politics.
True.
Oh my goodness. We found a sentient life form on Reddit. No, we found brain cells on Reddit. Oh my goodness.
Buzz Lightyear to Star Command. There is signs of intelligent life out there.
Down dude this person immediately.
He's actually
You're a free
getting updates.
thinker. Absolutely crazy. Yeah. If someone was grifting,
I
they
don't know
would
if you
not
can
be
see it because of
apolitical.
PNG, but he's got 3 updates
It
on that
literally
one.
makes no sense whatsoever. Also, again, why am I involved? Why? I know people are fuming and crying about the advanced situation, and they're celebrating the mistreatment I received. Well, guess what? That's not a reason to drag me into stuff that I had nothing to do with whatsoever. But
You're involved, Rev, because they know you're probably going to cover it anyway. So, and sad to say, actually not really sad, but they were right, weren't they?
of course, as always, if you want to support me, the Patreon for me is blowing up, okay? People have been coming in with crazy levels of support, and also the super thanks on YouTube, crazy every single day. Ever since the advanced stuff, you can watch my video from 2 days ago to get some more context on what's going on here. But yeah, it's been crazy. Also, my first React video is going to be live within this week. Enjoy that bonus content. Please consider joining my Patreon if you want to check that out. But yeah, things are crazy. And of course, it continues on with Reddit. People are saying in a different subreddit, or different thread on the same subreddit, I have no clue if Tomoe is right-wing or not. I think that, yeah, her gimmick being US military anime girl does somewhat act as an advertisement for the military in a way that isn't apolitical. That said, it's completely understandable that she doesn't comment on ICE or the like, considering she's an active duty service member, and commenting on stuff like that publicly can get you in some severe consequences when you're active duty. Oh my God, another sentient human being who can understand some nuance? Congrats to this person, amazing stuff. But yeah, people are not too happy about that when they say, yeah, it'd be a good thing to boost VTubers who have made anti-ICE comments.
I don't think it's a good idea to to be pro-ICE or anti-ICE. I don't think it's a good idea to boost either VTuber. It's like, you know, at the end of the day, I don't think VTubing has much to do with real. There's a reason you're a VTuber, and what your real persona, who you are, everything about you is basically fictional when you're a VTuber. So I don't see why you need to involve real world stuff. Kind of ironic given what I'm doing right now, but I mean, in my streams, I haven't streamed for a while, but in my streams, I don't talk about politics. I don't talk about any real world events. I'm focused on what I'm streaming. So yeah, boosting VTubers who have made anti-ICE comments is a bad idea. Boosting them who have made pro-ICE comments is a bad idea. It's not helping anything or anybody. So
Why?
yes, why?
Like, no, like why? Why though? Why would that be a good thing? Whether you're pro or against, what's the difference? We're talking about like VTubers.
Yeah,
Can't you just enjoy the whimsy of a VTuber who's apolitical and just trying to entertain you? Is that so hard to understand? Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a crazy time where a VTuber just wanting to be apolitical and entertain people without some ulterior motive or an agenda is so crazy to think about. I don't know, guys.
it feels like I don't know what my political stance is unless this celebrity I like says something about it. That's what it feels like.
But anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks, Rev. I'll be commenting about how broken your playback was there. I think your model broke there towards the middle, last, like, third of the video. Anyway, yeah, so that's the extra Tomoe situation. Go give her a follow. She's pretty cool. I like her, so haven't seen too much of her, but what I have seen I like. And yeah, be sure to check out my links in the description. Link to this one will be down below, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody. Have a good night, and bye bye.